rights movement in the United States has been a long struggle to bring equal rights to all Americans. The NAACP, along with many other organizations, work to ensure the elimination of racial hatred in all aspects of society. The small-scale civil rights movement in Atlanta, Georgia, was the precursor to the highly publicized movement that arose later in the 20th century. During this time, African Americans developed many profitable businesses, which strengthens the whites' pre-existing fear of black supremacy. Many whites reacted with violence, classifying African Americans as an inferior race and lessening their rights as workers. This led to many strikes and protests for the betterment of working conditions and wages for African Americans. African American men and women were commonly lynched throughout Atlanta between 1880 and 1912. Lynching is the action of a mob brutally killing a person without a viable reason. Atlantans held mass rallies and petitioned for an end to such atrocities. Though these organized protests failed in their immediate goal, they did establish the idea of direct action protests. These small but significant happenings in Atlanta soon spread throughout the rest of the United States.
As the civil rights movement expanded throughout the United States, one major Supreme Court case occurred called Plessy v. Ferguson. In 1890, Louisiana passed a statement providing regulations on racism in railroad companies. The law stated that all railroad companies carrying passengers in their coaches in this state shall provide equal but separate accommodations for the white and colored races.
Blacks had 4 seats, whites had the rest. 1 water fountain, 1 bathroom. Blacks couldn't use it. Bring their own water and pee over the side. So this stuff, a lot of people today say, oh yeah, and they don't read history much anyway, and then they say, oh yeah, but that's gone. Well, the residue of it's left. It damaged the nation so much.
Homer Plessy, an African-American shoemaker, was imprisoned for sitting in the white section of the East Louisiana Railroad. Plessy, a mix of 7/8 white and 1/8 black, was classified as an African American by the law, requiring him to sit in the colored train car. In this court case, Plessy claimed that a separate car act violated the 13th and 14th Amendment. Plessy was found guilty, bringing about the Jim Crow era. This brought about the idea of whites and African Americans being separate but equal. The Jim Crow laws were introduced into the South during the 19th and 20th centuries to enforce racial segregation. Jim Crow was a minstrel show character from the 1830s who was portrayed as an elderly, crippled, and clumsy African American slave. This portrayal showed all of the negative stereotypes of African Americans, such as an uneducated black man who had his white master to be thankful for. The name stuck, and such stereotyping caused huge resentments to African Americans during the Civil Rights era.
The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, or the NAACP, worked to guarantee African Americans the 13th, 14th, and 15th Constitutional Amendment rights. The association was formed on February 12, 1909, as a response to the practice of lynching and the 1908 race riot in Springfield, Illinois. A group of disappointed white citizens, including many descendants of abolitionists, issued a call for a meeting to discuss racial injustice. Some important members of the NAACP include Dr. Henry Moskowitz, Ida B. Wells Barnett, and Mary White Ovington. The NAACP's main objective was to ensure the equality of African Americans in all aspects of life, politically, educationally, economically, and socially. In 1910, the official office of the NAACP was set in New York City. Also, Moorfield Story was made the president of the association. An important leader in eliminating racial discrimination was W.E.B. Du Bois, the first African American to receive a degree from Harvard. An important way of communicating the NAACP policy and news concerning blacks was the Crisis magazine. Du Bois independently acted as the newspaper's editor-in-chief for about 25 years. It was not particularly crucial to Du Bois to teach the views of the NAACP, so rather he wrote news stories that would interest his African American readers and gain popularity. His contradicting editorials oftentimes led to battles with the NAACP. Besides this, the NAACP was, at the time, under the leadership of whites, to which Du Bois objected. He always felt that blacks should lead, and if whites were to be included, it should be in a supporting role.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creeds. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream. My poor little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. That one day every valley shall be exalted, and every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain,